Hello everybody, Jediwarlock here and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today, I'm returning to the World of Warcraft to add another entry to the Azeroth's Deep Dive series by swimming, or in this case flying, around the entire world of Outland, the shattered remains of the planet Draenor. As you can see, I'm starting here in Hellfire Peninsula near the Dark Portal, and I'll be flying all the way back here by the end of this video. Having just finished the Burning Crusade expansion on my priest not long ago, I'm excited to see what I missed in my travels. So, with all that being said, let's get right into it and explore the twisting nether. Right after leaving my starting island, one thing that stood out to me was the portal itself. From the back side, you can actually see through it, which I think looks pretty cool, and is the total opposite of the other side, where all you can see is the nether. Moving along the southern edge of the zone, I didn't see much besides some more shattered islands until I got to Void Ridge, where unstable voidwalkers gather. Not far away is the Expedition Armory from the time of Warcraft 2, and this little shed is a bit detached from the rest of the ruins. A massive piece of Hellfire ramparts drifts into the void here, and nearby is the menacing Razorthorn Ridge, home to a deadly pod of Ravagers. A small corner of Terakar Forest is accessible on this side of the continent, and the magnificent waterfalls flowing down and out of sight really capture the green, almost normal feel of the zone. Wayne's Refuge can also be found here, home to an Alliance soldier who has a major role to play within the Burning Crusade attunement questline. Crossing over into Shadowmoon Valley, the sky turned ashen, and I flew over Invasion Point Cataclysm, one of the Legion's many bases in this zone. Along the north edge of the region, the charred ground is home to these strange shadow serpents that are prime targets for players leveling up their skinning or leatherworking. Waterfalls, or rather firefalls, are common here as well, flowing from pits of fell lava born of dark magic. The Black Temple, headquarters of Illidan Stormrage, sits menacingly on the far side of the zone. I ran into some nasty invisible walls that prevented me from going all the way around the temple, so I cut across to the south side of the zone, where the Netherwing Ledge lies off in the void. As most Burning Crusade players know, visiting the island will transform your character into a Dragon Maw orc, so you can become friendly with the Netherwing faction. I was able to glide around the island in style, but I didn't find anything of note. Flying back across the mainland, this shattered slope is home to the ancient Shadowmoon Spirit, who plays a, shall we say, important role in the quests of this zone. The final interesting thing I found here were these massive green colossi. The giant cliffs of Skedis passed by as I moved back into Terakar Forest, but this soon gave way to the shattered tree lines of Netherweb Ridge. The weird light trees, combined with the countless islands, are really cool in my opinion, and were definitely one of my favorite stops on the trip. At Sorrow Wing Point, I found these massive purple striders, which are apparently tameable by hunters. Not much to be seen on the mainland here, besides the broken dome of Auchindoun and the southern edge of the forest. Nagrand, home of the Maghar Orcs, is probably the most normal-looking zone on the continent, minus the floating islands, of course. The Crystal Mountain of Oshu Gun is a major landmark in the zone, and is surrounded by elementals, animals, and other beings. Plenty of waterfalls dot this drop-off as well, but the really cool view can be seen at the Twilight Ridge in western Nagrand. Here, at this gateway site belonging to the Shadow Council, several replicas of the Dark Portal statues can be seen floating in the nether, which look pretty ominous against the purple skybox. Oh yeah, and there is this one guy just chilling outside the purple area. Warmaul Hill, an encampment of ogres, fortified in the mountains, was my final landmark in this zone, but I was excited to see the grand wilds of Zangarmarsh. What could be a better encapsulation of an alien planet than a mushroom forest teeming with all sorts of unknown life? Zangarmarsh is one of my favorite Burning Crusade zones, and even though there wasn't anything notable near the cliffs, the mysterious portal clearing near Marshlight Lake was fun to fly through, and the mushroom trunk connecting the mainland to the Angil-Rosh stronghold is a nice detail that I'm not sure I noticed before. The Blade's Edge Mountains are just spikes, spikes, and more spikes. That's about it. The gyroplank bridge at the start of Netherstorm is your first sign that physics and gravity are about to go off the rails. While we've seen world destruction in Outland before, this is the most deteriorated zone of them all. A number of ecodomes, run by the ethereal engineers, protect the once tranquil lands of Farallon. But the crust here is tearing itself apart into countless smaller islands and asteroids. Sokrathar's seat can be found here in the northwest, and is home to the final outdoor boss of the zone. I checked out Ecodome Farfield near the drop-off, and it's kind of crazy to imagine this purple wasteland used to look like a cross between Stranglethorn Vale and Ungoro Crater. The damaged Manaforge Ultras draws energy from the northeast chunk of the zone, and just below, the hidden Celestial Ridge is home to a secret clutch of nether dragons. Tempest Keep, the instance cluster of this zone, floats as the high-energy pinnacle of Naru architecture, now overrun by Kael'thas Sunstrider and his minions. For those of you who don't know, the Exodar that crash-landed on the Azure Mist Isles is actually the missing fourth wing of Tempest Keep, and was used by the Draenei to escape Outland. Nearby, the Goblin outpost of Cosma Wrench is dwarfed in comparison, but does provide a nice trade location for players running the instances. Farther south, the tragic tale of Kiranvar Village is on full display, with the numerous abandoned buildings and crazed mana creatures roaming around. I won't spoil the story here, but if you skipped Netherstorm on your way to level 70, I'd highly recommend you go back and check it out. It really wouldn't be an Azeroth's deep dive video without at least one shipwreck. In Outland, a shattered dock leads out to a single human-style boat, adrift in the Nether ever since Draenor's destruction many years ago. Just to the west, out from the working Manaforge Koru, a small blue shrine sits on an island. While it doesn't have any purpose in the game, it is actually a reference to the cancelled Blizzard game StarCraft Ghost. You can even see the letters on the front spell out Nova, who is a ghost operative and protagonist in the franchise. With all the alien technology and science fiction stuff going on in Netherstorm, this seems like the perfect place to put it. Flying back across the abyss, a small corner of Zangarmarsh is visible from the edge. The Coilfang project has drawn up all the water from this part of the marsh, and the mushrooms here appear sickly or dying. Re-entering the Hellfire Peninsula, one can catch a glimpse of the shipwreck across the void, which I wasn't expecting to see, but besides that there aren't too many notable sights along the north edge. The abyssal shelf is crawling with demons, but without any explosives, dealing with them would be quite a bit more challenging. Last but not least, Shatter Point is an Alliance outpost with an iconic floating tower that was actually part of an unused map of Outland from long ago. And with that, we find ourselves back at our starting point, the Dark Portal, at around 1 hour for the total journey. A few secrets, a few cool landmarks, and a few invisible walls. But overall, I enjoyed revisiting Outland and viewing it from a different perspective. Even though we only have a few episodes left of this swimming series, I hope you're all looking forward to the final journey around the frigid continent of Northrend. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment down below with your thoughts, subscribe if you're new to join the Jedi Order, and until next time, may the Force be with you.